This is the climate adaptation game, an online game which helps us to understand how we can adapt the climate change. Our mission is to make a city, Watertown, more resilient to extreme weather and at the same time keep the citizens safe and happy. Click Start Game. With our students, we play the easy mode, skip the introduction and unclick the show news. You can play the game again and again, and every time you try to choose the best solution. Let's start the game. Our mission is to save money, lives that are in danger due to extreme weather, and of course save the planet. At the same time, we should try to fulfill as many of the UN's Global Sustainable Development Goals as possible. You can click on each goal to get more information. For example, affordable and clean energy, sustainable cities and communities, life on land. Before making any decision, it is advisable to take a look at the experts graph at the bottom of the screen. Here you can see the risks considering the extreme weather for each decade from 2020 until 2100. In order to make the best choice, we can spend a certain amount of money, specifically 12,000 euros. This money in our wallet, on the right side of the screen, must be spent wisely considering the UN's goals, the lives we have to save, you can see them at the green face below the wallet, and the expenses which follow each decision. There are 4 all-time steps. The first 3 introduce 2 assignments, while the 4th only 1. In the first step, for example, we have densified the city and adapt agricultural to drought for the first decade. Each assignment has 4 options, the last one always being do nothing. Let's see. For example, densify the city. The first thing we do is to read our mission. Densify the city. We are in the need of new housing in the city. New housing will increase the flow of new citizens and increase tax revenues. If you want to densify the city, how should the housing area be designed? Click the different alternatives for more information. Apartment blocks with individual parking. Apartment blocks with carpool parking. Apartment blocks, carpool, abundant vegetation and water. Then we check for the 4 options. We click on each one for more information to see the pros and cons arguments, the graph and the money needed. Yes. When we decide if people want to move to our city and the businesses need more competent workers, this is a good suggestion for attracting new people to the city. No, even if it is a good idea to consider the environment, it is also important to build housing where all residents can afford to live. This suggestion risks increasing segregation. When we decide which one we are for, we click on it, press yes, and when both are complete, we click on the clock. After the decade has passed, we can see the summary of our choices and their results, how many lives we have saved, how much money we have, and which goals we have fulfilled. Going through the second decade of assignments for the years 2030-2040, we repeat the same process with the new data. For example, while we are looking at the summary at the end of each decade, we can click on Previews and make new choices if we think that the ones we have already made are not the best. After completing all the assignments, we can see the whole summary of the game. The chairman Kim person informs us about the performance. We click Next to see each category in detail. We have to screenshot this page in order to compare our choices with the other groups. Then we can click Finish in order to exit the game or back to the city if we want to play again and seek for better alternatives.